Collinson, who was, he had a converted lifeboat, which he kept here, and he decided about having a yacht club. Excuse me. And then they had a meeting at the Feathers Hotel, which is 50 years ago today. And what was decided, there were 18 people at the meeting, and they decided to have a yacht club here, well, somewhere at Lydney. Some of the people went out sailing from Lydney and thought it was all right, but it was a bit mad. Anyway, they signed up themselves and decided to have the club on 50 years ago today. The actual date on here is June 62. Anyway, it was June 1962 when they started, and I've got a set of pictures here of building all the slipway, and they've been donated from Jim Pennington to the club. They came to me today, and I've got 4 books like this, but I want to copy some pictures for myself, and I'll bring the other books down, and there's a pile of papers about so high, and the first thing they did was when they started the club, I got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. They negotiated to hire this place out, well, rent it out. Well, they got hold of it anyway, and it was in a hell of a state. And when I first joined, which was '64, they'd got most of the rough work done. There was a wall across here, because this was a shop. This was a shop on this end, and that was the house where the gardeners lived, and the starers lived in this house, in this end. And under here was a shop where they used to sell stuff to because it was a very busy trading port, and the coal people used to come in here, all the skippers of the boat come in here and buy their supplies and that. And there was one guy, there was a boat called the Inaugural, and a chap named Sammy Lawrence. He was the skipper, and he worked for Sylvia's of Bristol, and they used to take coal from here. But up at the top, in the terrace by the station, used to be a pub in there. Well, Sammy and his mates and everybody else went in there and all had a few pints, you see. And then if they had too many, they always would ring Mr. Sylvia and say, "Can't be coming out tonight, Mr. Sylvia. Bloody thick fog up here." So they went on the next day. But these blokes lived on these boats. I got quite a few pictures of them, and they lived in the folks of the most on the boat, which was an iron cabin with wooden bunks stuck in there, and well, when they had a few, they didn't mind where they slept. And on the back of a lot of the boats, the toilet was just a little cabin on the side with a bucket in there, so a bucket and chuck it sort of thing. Anyway, that's that thing. But then it went on, and I've also got some original newsletters here, what Jim Pennington wrote. They were all handwritten. And I'll leave them around for you to look at. But I've got an awful lot more up to bring in. And John, where's John? He wants to copy some of these pictures for when we have the rally. And
some of the newsletters up on the website.
What
PDFs?
Yeah,
scan them in and PDF them?
Yeah, well, what he wants, what I was told to do with these today, bring them to the club, and they don't want these destroyed, but you can copy them, you do what you like with them, you can put them on the show.
I think we need to be really careful of how we
why not just
actually conserve.
Why don't we just scan the whole lot in so that we've got electronic copies of them? I mean, that's the sensible thing to do.
Too precious.
I'm quite happy to do that.
These must be kept.
Yeah, well, let's scan them all in and do the job properly.
They're all black and white.
1960.
They're all handwritten by Jim.
I've got a high-speed scanner.
I remember the grey days.
But we do want some of them we want copies of some of them for the exhibition for the rally.
Yeah, well, I've got a high-speed scanner, and I'll scan them all in tomorrow.
Okay.
There's also a lot of photographs here of the original members doing different things. I mean, they were a different breed, I think, from what we are nowadays.
Are there any of you, Gordon?
Pardon?
Are there any of you?
There have some of me. Why not?
He says, are you wearing clothes?
I'm wearing your woolly hat.
Gordon, I've got you in a chef's hat.
Yes, I
No,
know.
great big tall one.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be chef here then.
Yeah.
Got a new chef now.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
I was chatting to a fella tonight who was telling me that as a lad, he used to come down and watch them working on the slip when they were laying it. And he said apparently they had a problem because the concrete kept washing away. Is that right?
Not that I know.
No.
No.
No, I was involved in laying a lot of that concrete out there.
Yeah,
The original.
John's over the side, bit side, on the other side there, yeah.
In the early 70s. And we got a lot of free concrete from the River Authority at the time.
I don't know where the concrete came from.
Remember getting 3.5 ton, I think it was at one stage. And then a work party laying it all with, big planks and stuff.
But there's a lot of hard work. We had a little hand mixer at one time. You threw a bit of bucket full in and a bucket full and put it around and then slip with it. So that was all hard work. And then I said this wall was taken out to make the club bigger, but it was never there was never enough money to do what was needed to be done like we've got at the moment. It's come to the point now where we've arrived, as far as I'm concerned. But now another little thing I'd like to see done is take down that wreck of a landing stage and rebuild it. We've got.
Oh, is it part of that building?
Yes.
What are you saying?
He was looking your way when he said that.
Going back to that, get on to that, we're on to that. The 2 posts what Headley put in can be used, and I'm going to build still along the length of it. I'm going to have it coming up the bank.
You'd better use them, Gordon, otherwise you'll end up nailed to it.
But we don't want to get into planning people because we're only going to repair it. Because if the planning people get on, they might grumble. So
It's got nothing to do with the planners, Gordon, at all, because it's below high water. It's got nothing to do with planning.
well, mostly, as long as it's built low, 8.4 is the mean high water level, sharpness, and that is the level what they are not concerned with. That's right?
I believe it's high water springs.
No, it's mean high water. When it reads 8.4 on the gauge chart.
Mean high water springs.
Yeah, mean high water springs, yeah. But I can get hold of most of the timber, what we need, which is very little actually, because all the posts what we've got there, we've got enough posts out there to do. We've already got the 2 outside ones, we've got one of the ledgers coming out. And I was proposing a walkway out and then put 2 boats side to side, we could tie up. Because we've got nowhere at the moment for visitors to tie up and get when they come. People come here and there's just nowhere to go. If you lie a boat alongside the stadium what's there now, it tips over and it's very rotten, as you know, Martin. It's very bad. So whatever you want to do with these, you have full permission to do whatever. But these are to be kept safe. I did rescue one of these some years ago off the bonfire. I didn't get. There's 2. One was on the bonfire which I rescued, and the other was badly hurt. But most of what's
We can't keep those down at the club. Because they will get wrecked.
they want putting safe. They want holding. They want holding safely. But
Which begs the question, will we keep?
What are they?
Someone should be appointed custodian.
yes,
We have a board of the
there's a question there. Where can
Sounds
we
like
keep
a volunteer to me.
Yes. You're a responsible chap, Martin. He's a custodian type.
Sounds like
And
I was going to say, Peter's rather good at hanging on things.
got good librarian skills.
You won't hang on to them, Gordon.
Bravo.
Well, I could hang on to them. I mean, in my age, how long can I hang on to them?
Oh,
Another 20 years,
Another
20 years.
years.
Well, according to the doctor, I got another 10 to go.
Well, 10 years will do us.
No.
Congratulations, that's lovely.
Again.
So Gordon, who do you think is the oldest member in the club now?
I may be the oldest. I joined 64.
Did you?
I met Martin.
So when